morning, everyone. Thank you, Mel, Nancy, and Derek for being here today. Today I'm going to talk to you about plastic containers versus glass containers. Now, I'm going to start off by asking you guys a question. How many of you guys have leftovers in your fridge right now in plastic containers? Now, have you ever thought about how that would affect your health or even the environment? Most of us use plastic containers every day. One, because they are cheap, lightweight, and convenient. But there's a growing debate about if we should reduce everyday plastic use and switch to alternatives like glass. This issue matters because it can affect our health, the environment, and also our future. Today, I want to persuade you to reduce everyday plastic use, and I'm also going to talk about health and safety, the environmental impact, and the cost and convenience. First, let's talk about health and safety. The WHO states that certain plastics can release BPA when plastic is exposed to high temperatures. BPA is a chemical that can affect your hormones and also body functions. Example, microwaving food in plastic containers, you have a higher chance of getting BPA into your food. As you can see, I have one that had some type of red sauce in it, and this one looks a little bit melted. Also, whenever you put in hot food into a plastic container, you can start to see where it left a stain, and it can also absorb odors, which can then get into your food. Glass, on the other hand, does not release any type of chemicals, and you can heat your stuff up safely. It is non-porous, so it does not absorb stains or odors. Plastic does have its benefits. It is lightweight and durable, so it doesn't break easy, as you can see. Glass, on the other hand, is a little bit heavier, and it can shatter and also break and cause some cuts. The FDA states that glass is safe and non-porous. Both have advantages, though. And one of the advantages is you can heat up your food in glass and not get any of those chemicals in there. Plastic, on the other hand, it's easy to move, so if you're busy or going places frequently, you can take plastic because it's easier for you. Secondly, the environmental impact. The UNEP reports that millions of tons of plastic enter landfills and oceans every single year. And plastic can take hundreds of years to break down and, in return, causing environmental damage. And a lot of it is not even recycled. Glass, on the other hand, is 100% recyclable. And the EPA states that if you recycle glass, it can reduce the waste and conserve natural resources. You can also recycle it repeatedly, which in turn makes glass the more environmental safe option. Now, as far as glass goes, the production and the transportation, it does use a little bit more energy because glass is heavier than plastic, which heavier materials take more fuel to ship, which means you have more carbon emissions. Number 3, cost and convenience. Plastic is affordable and lightweight and convenient. Glass costs more, it lasts longer, and is good for reheating, baking, and storing your food. Lifestyle depends on you, so if you are constantly on the go, like I said, plastic would be a more convenient option. But if you're reheating food constantly, then glass would be the safer option for you because it doesn't release those chemicals when you heat them up. Now, this issue matters because a lot of people nowadays just go straight to plastic instead of, using glass, because glass does cost more in the beginning. But people have found that glass can eventually, over time, save money because you don't have to replace it, constantly because it warping or staining or even having an odor in it, like plastic does. Now, what can you do? You can start using plastic at home. You can use glass at home to reheat stuff. You can avoid heating your food up in plastic containers, and you can recycle and reduce unnecessary packaging. Now, a small change, if one of us just makes a small change, it can make a huge impact. Now, in conclusion, plastic containers are more convenient and affordable, but they can raise your chances of being exposed to those chemicals and also polluting the environment. Glass is safer for heating and better for recycling, even though they're heavy and they can break. Understanding the pros and cons, we can protect our health and reduce environmental harm. Now, the next time you store leftovers or pack a lunch, I want you to ask yourself, is there a better choice that I could be making? Thank you.